This is we call it a Kickstart before Melbourne, just a chance for you to get to meet Fiona and I, for those that haven't yet, and also a chance, we're going to share a few of the girls that are part of our crew and team that are going to be coming along to Melbourne as well, that were where you were not long ago, that were sitting there wondering whether, what's this all about? What's the weekend going to entail? And we're going to share a little bit of a high level overview of the weekend. Plus, we'll give you a chance to ask questions. We're going to ask you down the bottom of your Zoom. You've got a little bubble, chat bubble. So if you click on that, that opens up a chat on the right, and it gives you a chance to put in there, hey, where you're from. We'd love to hear where you're from, as far as maybe it's regional Victoria, maybe it's one of the suburbs, maybe it's Geelong. So just pop in there, and maybe what you'd like to get out of the weekend as well. That would be really cool. And welcome, Fiona.
Welcome, everybody. Super excited to be here. Hello. Give me a
G'day.
wave. Awesome. So we're currently in Brisbane, and yesterday we finished our 3-day event in Brisbane. We had I don't know, around 380 ladies there, what was absolutely amazing. And when I asked them to put up their hand, who knew Sandra and I, most of them didn't. And I asked them to put up their hands, and I said, who's coming alone? And most of them were. So I'm presuming who's coming alone, you guys? Yay. Yay.
Yeah.
So you know what? I can promise you, and I know this is absolutely true because it happens every single event. As soon as you get there, or sometimes there's even ladies who met ladies coming to the event before they even got there on the train and things like that. But as soon as you get there, you're going to realize you're in exactly where you're meant to be, that there's no need to be scared. Our team is beautiful. We're very welcoming, but the ladies are beautiful as well. So you're going to make some amazing new Melbourne friends. And that's why Sandra and I do these events in every state, because for us, it's important that you guys have a community of women who actually understand how friggin' hard this is, going through separation and divorce and rebuilding their lives on the other side. So regardless of what you've been through, if you're still married, perfectly okay and great for you to be here. If you're separated, or if you're divorced, or you're single, or you've been separated for 20 years, this 3 days is going to give you tools and skills that you don't know, regardless of how much work you've already done. But it's also going to give you community and some fun. And it's most important, it's going to give you hope. It's going to show you that it's absolutely possible to create a beautiful new life. So we're super excited, and we'll be down in Melbourne in just a few days and looking forward to the event.
Yeah. And ladies, this is, your chance to ask some questions. So have a think about something that you've got coming up in your mind. The venue, it's at the Melbourne Convention Centre. So we've picked somewhere that's super central in the city. You've got public transport, the train and the tram, and the certainly the bus system as well. You've got amazing public transport in Melbourne. We envy you. From Perth, we've flown in. We've brought some of our team in also, not just from Perth, but from some of the girls that work with us, travel with us to all the events, and some of them have been through 9 or 10 or 11 events, they tell us, that they've been repeating around how they could, stay connected, because the vibe and the connections over the weekends is amazing, and you'll get to meet girls. The big thing we found this weekend, even in Brisbane, was the girls walked in and said, we just didn't know there were so many other people out there going through what we're going through, and where we're at. Both Fiona and I have gone through separation and divorce. We have different stories, and you'll hear more from us, and we'll share stories from the girls, from yourselves, but also from some of the girls that are part of our crew that are going to be there coming back after they've gone through their resetting journey, and their chance to be able to come back and say, hey, I've been where you were 6 months, 12 months ago, and this is where I am now. So practical tools, practical strategies. We are very holistic in our approach, as far as we are very much coming from a family and our hearts, and we want you to be able to move forward and be able to live a life ahead that's going to be exciting, that you're focusing on. And we want you to leave there with hope and a plan and strategy and goals and some milestones to move towards. So that's what we want for you on Sunday after the event. And over the event, we know it's going to come up that it's going to be lots of things that are going to be maybe you wanting to share, maybe you're listening to other people, but even though your story is unique, everybody there is going to be able to relate to each other because you're going through just that space that you can't always have your friends understand where you're at. They may not have gone through divorce themselves, or they may not be in a single situation at the moment, or they may have just be in different space or place. So there's a lot of people that love you, but they can't always relate. And so that's where we want to go with the weekend. Yeah. So if you were asking, you thought your event was Wednesday till Friday? No, it's Friday to Sunday. So the 24th, 25th, or 20, yeah,
4th to the
24th,
26th.
yeah, 24th, 25th, 26th, and it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the weekend, our event starts at 9 o'clock, but you can turn up from 7:30 a.m. We get there early at 6:30. You get there at 7:30 and you can register then. And when you register, we give you a chance to maybe start thinking about what you want to get out of the weekend. We get you to just sort of maybe bring a coffee so you can sit there and relax a bit and just sort of get into the vibe so you're not feeling like you're rushing coming into it. So anytime from 7:30 a.m. Our registration's open till 9 a.m. And then we finish the event each day around 5 p.m. We do stop for morning tea. Morning teas, that 20, 30-minute break. And afternoon teas, is really just a stretch break. But lunch, we stop for about an hour. We do try and stay on time and we work towards that. We keep the questions and things like that. We give everyone a chance to ask questions, but we also keep control over the room and the space so that we can keep things flowing over the 3 days too. We want to be able to give you a lot of content, a lot of tools and things to go in your toolbox. And I think at the end of it, you'll be able to leave with knowing that you've had 3 days of massive content is the feedback we're getting through. Almost too much content, but certainly content because some things and stuck was a big thing. It's probably the biggest commonality that girls have. They just go, I just don't know what to do next. And on Sunday to leave with something that's the next step.
Yeah. So, ladies, just some general things. So, Sandra and I are not man haters. We do love men. We do love family. We do love healing. So, we can be our very best person we can be. So, this is all about empowering you to be able to create the next chapter of your life to be the very best chapter. So, some things that people ask, are we a scam? Are we scammers? Absolutely not. Go on our website, have a look at our reviews. You can't fake that sort of stuff. Why are the tickets $47? Well, actually, Sandra and I subsidise them. The tickets cost, they're right up there. They're nearly, yeah, so you wouldn't even believe me if I tell you how much it's costing us to run these events and put each person in the room. But just for Brisbane, I can tell you that it was over $1,000 a person. It has ended up costing us to run the event. So the event, the marketing, the advertising, the everything, what goes into running these events. And we know on the back end that some people want to work with us over, after the event. And that's what we know will happen. So we want to run the event so there is no excuse for people not to be able to come, and for regardless where you are in your journey, that you can afford to come. And that's why we make the general tickets $47. And then if you want to upgrade, upgrading gives you a workbook. It gives you a networking event where we give you you have a drink and you've got food, and we all get together on the Saturday night. And so that's a great networking and meeting new friends. And there's a heap of other bonuses. And so what you need to do is you buy a general ticket. And then if you want to upgrade and you can afford it, you upgrade and get the VIP ticket. Or if you want to be a platinum VIP, that gives you some extra bonuses where you get to have a consult with Sandra or I after the event. You also get your meals, so your lunch and your morning and teas made and provided every day, and they're beautiful. So you don't have to think, you don't have to leave the venue. There's no stress. It's really easy. Plus, we give you a $500 credit that you can use if you want to purchase one of our coaching programs afterwards. So it effectively, the ticket is $497, but you get a $500 credit and you get your meals and you get a workbook. So, and the networking event. So it's really, if you can afford that, that's a no-brainer. And for ladies that want to do stuff afterwards, it's an absolutely awesome. But regardless of where you're coming from, what you've been through, what you can afford, we just want to welcome you. You're all special, you're all beautiful, you're all important to us. And we know these 3 days are going to rock you, and they're going to actually give you a beautiful, encouraging pathway to be able to move forward. So we've done lots of these. So I've popped some links in there. If you've got any questions, if you've already got a VIP ticket and you want to upgrade to platinum, then you need to just reach out to us at support at Women on Transition, or pop your name in here, because we will give you a credit voucher. So you get $100 off your platinum, what compensates that you've already spent $97. So we don't want you paying twice. So we'll give you that credit voucher when you're booking a ticket. But anything else, we have a whole team of beautiful girls in the background that are here to support you. So you can just reach out, send a message to support@womenontransition.com. And yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's super exciting. Sandra and I both love running these events. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a ball, absolute ball. And only other thing I want to tell you about that is if you've got girls, consider inviting your girls, if they're over 18, to the event. We're seeing more and more mums invite their daughters, and it has just been such a beautiful opportunity for them to bond, because the girls realise what mum's going through and how friggin' hard this is. And they're learning about communications and boundaries and being able to speak up and being able to choose the right people and identify if they're in an unhealthy relationship. And so younger girls are getting this education and then using it. So hopefully they're not going to be statistics at our age. So if you've got daughters, you're very welcome to invite them. Or if you've got some girlfriends that you know would like to or should be here, feel free to invite them as well. So yeah, it's been lovely to watch younger girls coming as well.
Yeah, a few girls are asking a few questions, which is fabulous, asking about the dress code. So it's very smart casual. Just come comfortable. You're going to be sitting, standing, connecting around. We call it musical chairs. There's no one that misses out at the end, but there's always enough chairs. We get you to walk, to be able to sit next to other people during different breaks. And when you come back in, we encourage you to sit next to someone new. And this way you get to be able to build your community and connections and meet new people that are there. We literally encourage you to wear a jacket or bring a jacket or a wrap, because we can't control the aircon. Aircons, we ask the venue, it's Melbourne Convention Centre, so it's a massive venue, but we ask them to turn it down, and they turn it down too much or turn it up too much, and everything is hard to do. So it's really about you just bringing, maybe wearing some layers and bringing a jacket or a wrap. You can keep a cup, bring your coffee in the morning, so you don't have to. The Friday at this stage there's definitely a cafe open there on the Friday. We've requested the cafe be open on the Saturday and Sunday, but they haven't promised it yet. This is for people that are not platinum. Platinums have all their catering looked after. And also on the 3 days, you can bring a lunch. You can bring a sandwich or, a salad or whatever you'd like to do. And there's plenty of space there in the venue to be able to, and we're right on the river as well, to be able to just, bring it, make it affordable and make it easy, so you're not having to go off and queue to get something at morning tea or lunchtime as well. So this is really powerful for you to be able to come along, and this is your weekend. We want it to be about you. We know whatever comes up, everyone's got their own experience and their own sharing that they want to maybe do or not do, but certainly their own journey. And we know that whatever comes up, we've gone through. We've got 20-odd thousand girls in our community. We've coached literally thousands now in our coaching programs. And we've unfortunately, in some cases, most cases probably, heard most stories. And there's been so many different layers of, I guess, situations that we've been able to help direct to get help, get support, get direction, or move forward so that they're not stuck. But I have got a couple of girls here I wanted to introduce you to. The first one is going to be, where are you, Bev? I introduced Bev. Bev is she went through our 12-month program, our reset program, a little while ago, and she's now come back and she's sharing her journey with our girls. And just, she's from Perth, England originally, but now in Perth, and she went through her journey. And I just want you, Bev, just to share with the girls maybe where you were leading into coming to your first 3-day event, and just how you felt and where you were at that point. Where are you, Bev? Go. Is Bev here? Huh.
Let's have a look.
Bev and Jill. Oh, Bev and Jill. Here we go. We're going to get them to unmute. Here we go. I think they're together. Here we go. Hey, girls. Oh, you're
Hi.
together.
We're together. So every time I was unmuting mine, you were unmuting me too. And I think it was so anyway, it doesn't matter. Hi, everybody. How are you? Yeah, Jill and I are together because we're traveling with crew, with Fiona and Sandra. I'm from Perth and Jill's from Darwin, so she'll talk, I guess, in a minute. Yeah, look, I was, I guess, where you were 2.5 years ago, something like that.
18 months.
Yeah, and yeah, it was, I wasn't sure what to expect really. I just knew that I was really, really stuck where I was, and I really needed to find something different that could just give me a path to follow, and I needed to just plug into something to just sort me out. I've done lots of personal development. I come from a corporate background, so I've done a lot of personal training and development around business, but hey, not on my own personal, private situation. And so I really needed to help myself. I had been at that stage divorced 3 years, and I still hadn't come across anything. And when I came for the 3 days, I'm going to be really honest, I literally was not planning to stay the whole 3 days. I was thinking maybe I'll just come the first day and see what it's like. And then the content was just so amazing, and that's what we've just experienced now with the Brisbane lot. Lots of them owned that. They were just going to come for a little while, but they just got so addicted. They were there really super early every day. Actually, they were more than keen. But the days go really fast. It's not like a normal conference where they're boring, you know. We have a lot of fun, and I guess most of you will be coming on your own. I don't know, put your hands up if you're going to come on your own. If you're coming on your own, look how many people are coming on their own. Yeah. So it's a safe space to come on your own. In fact, it's so beautiful because I think the thing for me was I sat in that room and I looked around and I thought I found my tribe of people, because everybody understands you in that room. Everybody you just get each other. You find your tribe in that room. It's just amazing to be in amongst women that are all going through the same thing, and the same feelings, the same thoughts, the same emotions, and we're all absolutely shattered and fed up and all angry and all these other different things that we're all experiencing that our normal married friends don't get. And so I found this crowd of people that would listen, and it was just an amazing weekend, and I learned so much. And then obviously went on to do one of the programs from there as well, as did many others. So but it was a really great weekend to just experience and just get an outline of what Fiona and Sandra are about, because like you guys, I hadn't come across them before, just a Facebook ad, and wondered if it was a scam or not, but they're real. And yeah, so that's been my experience, and I guess I'm here helping them crew. So I'm traveling around, as is Jill. Jill, do you want to say a few words as well?
Oh, yeah, well, I did the same. We're Chinese sisters, and sorry, I'm in Bev's room because my computer wasn't working. My camera's still not working, so down here. I did the Melbourne event 18 months ago, and was just like you girls, went alone, was terrified, And here I am 18 months later, crewing. You'll see us, Bev and I, both on Friday. And we'll be there holding your hands, welcoming you. I'll be doing your registrations. Bev will be telling you all your housekeeping, and we'll look forward to seeing you all.
Very awesome. Thanks, girls. So you're going to have a beautiful welcome committee. We have quite a few of our girls that are in the community, haven't been in there for so long, but they certainly are there for a few months, and they come back and they will be there volunteering for the weekend to support you coming in, because they know how scary it is. They know how much courage it's taken to be there. We've got a question from Karen. Karen, I'm going to help you unmute. So you're going to ask a question. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Karen.
Hi, it's Karen, actually. I'm sorry, I don't have a question. I just put my hand up because I'm coming on my own.
Oh, beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
well done, you. Very courageous. We'll look forward to seeing you on Friday
Thank you.
week.
So
Very
if you
cool.
did have a question, Karen, what would it be? Karen?
Actually, thank you. I'd actually just like to send some appreciation. You know, I wondered about the price of the ticket. How could you possibly do that? So it's extraordinarily generous of you to do that as an organisation. It
Yeah.
actually sends a lot of trust and confidence to the people you've got coming. So thank you for doing that.
It's our pleasure. Sandra and I had actually retired. We are successful businesswomen. We've run our own companies. We've both had worldwide businesses. And we both went through divorces a month apart. We've been friends for, I don't know, 15 years or something. And I went through a divorce. She was the first one I rang and, you know, was crying, devastated. And a month later, it happened to her. What was quite uncanny, but, you know, we had to navigate this ourselves. And so it was, I was smart and strong and brave and all of that stuff, successful in business. But I tell you what, this absolutely gutted me. It took the wind out of my sails, and I say my knees hit the floor. I threw myself into being a workaholic because I didn't have to deal with the emotions. I just had to function. And I had to find my way forward, because not only was I feeling destroyed, my kids were feeling destroyed. And I didn't want to stay bitter and get angry, and I wanted to heal. So I looked everywhere and I couldn't find groups and support systems that I needed. So I threw myself into studying and studied family therapy and NLP and life coaching and strategic intervention and all these things, because I didn't understand divorce, and I didn't understand why my relationship had failed, and I didn't understand how we as a family move forward without hating each other. And so that's what brought me to this place. And then Sandra happened to her as well. And we have both gone through over the last, for me, it's 11 years. And we've gone through this transitional journey. And then after that, I decided that I retired from my business, and I thought I have to help other women, you know, because I knew none of this. And it's just been the most amazing experience, and you know, we've loved being able to give back and help other people get through this, because I personally think it's the hardest thing that I will probably ever go through in my whole life, including deaths and other things. This has been gut-wrenching, and but now we're healed. My kids are they've got a good relationship with their dad. I have a good relationship with my ex. We do Christmases and everything together. We can do all the kids' weddings. We share grandchildren. And, you know, I've got a new partner, been engaged for a couple of years, and Sandra's married. This has changed our lives by us healing, by us helping ourselves. And that's what we want to give back. And that's why we do this.
Okay, that's beautiful. Gives a lot of hope.
Thank you. I look forward to meeting you there,
It's
Karen.
absolutely possible.
Sorry, what was that?
It's very possible, and we look forward to meeting you there.
Thank you.
Awesome. Ladies, anyone else can be brave enough to ask a question? How are you feeling? Anyone else want to put something out there? We've got, if you can't work out how to put your hand up, which is down the bottom, you can hover over the put your hand up. Otherwise, you can just go, hey, I want to ask a question, and we'll, I think we'll see you. There we go. We'll help you unmute. Very cool. Here we go.
Narelle is waving.
And Simone, there we go. She's got her hands up as well. Hey, Narelle, can we help you unmute?
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm in the start, or not the start, but February, I found my husband with 2 women.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, it just all cut out then.
Yeah, we can hear you.
And try to do the right, I don't know if it's the right thing or not the right thing, but try to pretend that it never happened and stayed for my kids. And in the end, I just ended up sick. So it wasn't the right thing. And I've left him, but also obviously I'm quite in depth with the process. The process is hard. The process is angry. And you're just trying to be yourself and trying to be a happy person and trying to come out of it on the right side. And I've delved deep into the spiritual connection, done a lot of work, and I am actually okay. I'm coming here this weekend in a few weekends to better myself and concrete what I already know, that at the end of the day, I am a great person and he's a shit person. And already listening to what you guys have got going on here, I'm feeling quite motivated and proud that I made the choice to join this weekend and the community that you have going on. Even with the shit noise that's going on in the background every day. So thank you. And I'm sure there's others that are probably the same as me there. And I look forward to meeting you as well. And we're amazing because we've said no and we've said let's move on and doing what we have to do to be us and our best selves. Okay, that's probably enough. Sorry.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your role. And it's exactly, everyone's at their own journey, their own stage of it. And it's the ability for you to be able to come in and go, okay, well, I'm going to just take in an open thinking, I guess for the weekend, to be open, to be able to know that we don't know everything. We don't know what we don't know. Everything that's got us to here has been based on our environment and who we are and what we've learned so far. Now going forward to grow and go somewhere different, we have to take on new learnings. And I just want to touch base on some of the comments here in the chat too. We have quite a few women that come in that are widows, that have lost a partner. And one of the things that we see is they do believe and see that because they're honest and maybe their past partner has been really lovely and honest as well, that their next partner is going to be the same. And so what we really want to do is make sure that they're fully educated and aware of and going in consciously aware of a new relationship, of what red flags are. Most of us, when we've started dating or being with someone, we were in our teenage years or 20s. And so going into a new relationship now in our midlife, 20, 30 years later, it's a very different story. And we have to be very discerning on people that we let into our lives and allow into our space. So this is where we can be scammed. We can be ripped off. We can end up with someone that we weren't expecting to be with, and someone that's got a very different personality to what we were expecting as well. So this is you learning about building your beliefs, self-confidence and competence in being able to date and be discerning and find somebody that you choose, not someone that's just nice to you that you just end up in a relationship with.
And ladies, we're We're not going to tell you to get into a relationship. We're not going to tell you to, you know, you have to date again. We actually believe that you're better off not dating if you don't know how to date correctly and attract the right person, because, you know, we don't want you with someone what's not a great relationship. So, you know, very often when we're working with ladies, we actually encourage them to go on a man ban while they're doing their own work. So they are prepared and they know how to look after themselves and look after their assets and look after the, you know, everything that they've worked hard for before they get into a situationship with someone who potentially might, you know, not do the right thing. But we are not a man-hating group.
No.
We love men, we love family, we love community. And this is all about, ladies, empowering you to live life on your choice. So regardless if you're a widow or you're single or you've been divorced a long time or you're in the midst of it,
Mhm.
I can promise you, you're going to find such value and resources and skills out of these 3 days. So don't be afraid. You know, show up, be brave. And this is about, we know that you're amazing. We know that you're a beautiful person inside. We know that you've been hurt as well. And we know what it takes to rebuild when you feel like, you know, you've had that dagger in your heart, you've been hurt. And it doesn't matter if you've left or you left. It doesn't matter. You know, it's still, you've got to go through the transitional journey from being in a couple to being single. And that is a journey of emotional intelligence and healing and creating a new life forward. So it's all about resetting. We don't spend a lot of time being stuck in the past. We don't re-traumatize you. We actually believe in drawing the line and then starting to move forward. And we're very proactive. We're coaches. So we hold your hand through a process. And that's what we'll be doing over the 3 days.
Yeah. We've got a question from Simone. Hey, Simone, I'm going to help you unmute. Here we go. Hey, Simone.
Oh, it's not really a question. I guess it sort of is. So, like most women here, I've been through this twice. I was married the first time and then de facto the second time. So, tale of 23 years of family violence. So I decided, I dated for a while 3 years ago. I stopped dating because, like you were just saying, attract the same men over and over. So I was like, no more. I need to get myself right. So I have worked on myself, but I feel like I need a little bit more work. And I've decided I want to help other women. I'm doing a domestic violence course. I want to help other women that have been through this.
Yeah.
So I want to get myself 100. Like I know I'm healed, but I think I need a bit more healing before I can help other women. So I want to make sure that I'm okay. For that, and also to heal myself. So yeah. So I think this is the right place to be. I think so. Yeah.
Welcome, Simone, and we look forward to meeting you Friday week as well. You know, this is, you know, everyone's story is different, but at the end of it, they all end up hearing things that can help them and hearing tools and strategies that they can move forward with hope and a plan. And we get you to take some action at the end of it as well to avoid you being stuck for any longer. And that's where we want you to be.
Yeah. I do have one question.
Oh,
yes. And I think I know the answer to it, but I'll ask it.
Good.
So I've stopped dating and that. So I'm attracting the same men. Would that be because I'm still in the same mindset? You know what I mean? Like, so I still think certain things are okay. Would that be it, or it's hard to say?
Yeah, so what you will be going through, Simone, is we're going to teach you all about your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. And there's 2 different minds, but we are big growing women, but we are so influenced by what we took on as a little girl, starting when we were 4 and 5, of who we had to be to fit into our family and what we needed to do and the patterns that we fell into. And a lot of ladies are people pleasers and mummy's helpers and achievers and you know, hero children. So we go through all of that and you will understand yourself at a level that you've never understood yourself. So even though you say, I'm never going to fall for a man like that again, something crazy happens in our heads, what we don't understand, and we end up settling for someone who isn't a good partner or isn't a good match for us, because we actually bond over our brokenness rather than bond over our greatness. And so over these 3 days, we're going to take you through a journey and explain all of that to you.
And I love your story
Does
with
that
your
make
partner. I've watched some clips with your new partner, and it's beautiful to see that you're happy, finally happy. That's lovely. So yeah, gives me
Fabulous.
inspiration. So yeah.
Oh, thanks, Maureen. And we look forward to meeting you in person. People always say, oh, gee, you know, you look taller or shorter, and it's always fun. But I look forward to meeting you Friday week as well. Thank
And
you.
I'm coming on my own, and I'm not scared. I go to a lot of places on my own now, so I'm not scared to come on my own. And so, any ladies out there, don't be scared. I'm friendly. I'll come and say hi to you. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're all
We've
going to
got
have
another-
new friends, I promise you. By lunchtime on the first day, you're going to have new girlfriends, because we get you doing things together, and the walls come down, and everyone's just beautiful and friendly and happy. And there will be some tears over the weekend, but we don't stay there. We don't.
No.
It's about rebuilding. It's about creating beautiful new lives. So we're not going to be in the dooms and the glooms.
Wonderful. We've got Di here. Hey, Di, how are you? Have you got a question, or you want to share something?
Paula. Hi, it's
Hello.
Paula. Hello. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Fiona. Hello, everyone. I would probably like to know signs of emotionally intelligent guys. I'm 65 and I'm finding, 20 years divorced and had a bit of a try with a couple, but it seems to be that emotionally intelligence that is lacking in sometimes. So I'd like to find some stuff out the next weekend about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a great question, because we spend quite a few sessions on not just building our own emotional intelligence, but how to find someone that has emotional intelligence as well, and identify it, more importantly. So you're definitely going to get some answers there on the weekend. And, the work that we do and the level of emotional intelligence that we go through at our level of training, only 3-4% of the world cover off on this level. And it's not something, unfortunately, that's taught at schools. It should be. It should be taught, just across everyone's status of whether they're single or in a relationship or in teenage years, but it's just not. So this is your opportunity to be able to hear, and you will get some real examples, and you'll definitely live with some good strategies as well and insights. Yeah, so great question. Rebecca, we've got a question for you. Hey, Rebecca. I'm going to help you unmute. Here we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm so grateful. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited actually. I've been separated probably around 4 years now, but been married like 27, 28 years. It was very hard because when you love someone, then you have to let them go. But then I actually quickly realized that there was the only time I needed to create space to work within and realize that I had traumas and he had traumas, and we just clashed all the time. And then once I separated, I actually done a lot of self-work. Worked quite a bit, volunteered, studied spinal flow with Dr. Carly to release my traumas. And it was really amazing because it brought me right into my heart instead of taking me out there. I'm like, there's no way I want to date. I want to do anything. I really need to get myself right. And then I felt a lot better through the struggles. And then I actually confronted my dad and I said, I love you, respect you, Dad, but this. I actually went through his traumas and why he hasn't forgiven his mum. And I went through stuff and that embedded in me. And then I attracted my husband. So it was nice to put all the puzzle pieces together, but it wasn't easy at all.
Yeah.
And now coming to this, I'm like, we're always students, we're learning. I love learning and I love being creative and I love being open. And I have a beautiful relationship with my husband now because we've got twin boys, they're 31, and a second granddaughter along the way. And we do so many things together, and we actually are friends and quite, yeah, it's just amazing where we are now. Don't know what tomorrow will bring, but having saying that, when you forgive and you go above all the matter, all the stories, it's like, I'm done now. I'm not going to repeat what mum and dad did all this time, even though it got us in trouble, but we really have to change the way we do things. So yeah, I'm really grateful, and I'm really looking forward to coming to this program, because, you know, having more tools in our toolbox is amazing. So yeah.
Awesome, Rebecca. You're definitely going to get lots of strategies. The videos that we both do are certainly out there, and they are just snippets. They're just just a heads up. You should be considering this, or insights. But what we do over the 3 days is we go a lot deeper. We go down the rabbit holes in some areas, and we unpack some of the feelings that we've had from childhood or didn't even know we had, conscious and unconscious and subconscious thinking. And this is where we go to, but we don't stay there. We make sure we move through. Friday's a bit of an unpacking day, peeling off some of the onion layers. Saturday, it's more about really understanding them and rebuilding, and then on Saturday, sorry. And then on Sunday, it's really about projecting forward, the ability to be able to really see the next steps and the goals and the plans, and us going with hope and action to be able to live that life we choose by design as well. You know, we focus on our past, not being, it's not defining us. And things that have happened in our past are not things that are going to stop us from achieving all we want in the future. So it's that circuit breaker we really work on, and that's a big part of why we call it Reset.
Oh, sounds amazing. It's so exciting. And also the women that come and help you guys in the program, are they volunteering?
Yeah, they come back. They're Jill and Bev are on here now. Both have they graduated from their program. They did a course with us after their 3 days, and they ended up graduating in March, but they've been coming to our events afterwards. And we give girls that we work with a chance to work with us as coaches or on the stage, and they volunteer. They want to be able to keep building their confidence, but they just, well, I'll maybe ask you, Bev, what do you think? You just love to hang out, grow, continue to do that? Here we go. I'll help you unmute.
Thank you. Yeah, look, I just think I'm so surprised at just how much and how professional the course was, and how it just leaves no stone unturned in your life. And so for me, I was not expecting that. I came along wanting to just sort out, you know, my stuff from my divorce and my head. But what we don't realize is that it affects every aspect of your life, the relationship with your kids, how you behave at work, how you are with your friends, how you're turning up not wanting to do life anymore, like you're just tired all the time because you're just exhausted emotionally. So I was really surprised at how many aspects of my life changed. And in that, my whole life as a reflection, I'm a completely different person to what I was 18 months ago. And so for me, I just get excited. Like this weekend in Brisbane, I was so excited talking to the women that came along, because, and I said to them from stage, you know, on Friday, they're all quiet, nobody knows each other. But by Sunday, we couldn't shut them up. We had the microphone going, be quiet, you lot. Because it's just exciting, and to be with people that are the same. And I just want to give back, and I want people to know, I just want to tell them, you know, this is such the right thing to do. And I guess people our age don't invest in themselves. We're always, you know, we've been investing in the kids for years and their sports and activities and schools, but we don't invest in ourselves. And so for me, I took the chance and invested in myself, and it's paid off tenfold in all areas of my life, not just my relationship with men or my ex or whatever. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You get to
Thank
meet
you,
Bev.
Shirley.
She's on the stage. She actually introduces everybody, and she actually comes through as, and this is her chance of being able to give back too, but as an MC for the weekend, which is wonderful to have her there. Nicole, you've got a question. Hey, hon.
Yeah, hi. I guess it's the questions around how someone like myself, who is extremely practical and cynical and very logical. So my kids have been at me for a while. I contained everything, kept everything together, kept, you know, the family running along. You know, my ex left the country without saying goodbye to his kids because he was angry at me. So it was kind of, I just kept everything going, very contained. They're adults now, my kids, so throw myself into work. Had a couple of relationships that sort of one he moved in for a while, but it just wasn't a good fit, and then it was just a few flings, but nothing was sticking. And mostly because I've probably got such a big wall up now that it's just easier to throw myself into work. And so I'm just trying to, and I'm sure you've had people like myself where, you know, we're super cynical. So sort of working through that to help me get my armor down. My kids are convinced that I'm going to be joining a cult. That yeah, that they're sort of have in my head that this is going to sweep me away, and they're not going to.
It is a cult. It's a
get their
cult
mother.
of positive thinking and moving forward and having an amazing life and us living our life by design. And yeah, so it's a sisterhood more than a cult. And you know, at the end of the day, we think we're on our own journey. I am like you, Nicole. I'm the detailed, analytical, bit OCD sometimes, bit of a control freak at times, but I'm definitely the one that likes to have things very methodical and very planned. And I'm totally that person. And, you know, I need to be able to see it and experience it before I believe it. And that's what I'd encourage you to do. Come for the weekend, see it for yourself, believe it. And, you know, we walk our talk. You know, one of the big things you'll hear from both Fiona and I is real stories, real experiences. And there's no, you know, there's a few swear words. I think that's more Fiona than me, but certainly you get the real raw, unfiltered versions as well. And, you know, we are not everyone's cup of tea, but we are from our hearts. And you're going to, at the end of the day, you're going to choose whether you sit there and you make some choices and decisions about your own life, and you'll get some tools and strategies, and you get a choice whether you implement them or not.
Yeah, well, I figured my kids have been at me for a while to get therapy. They're like,
do something.
Yeah, not that I'm falling apart or I'm going to do anything silly to myself, but I think they can just obviously sense that innate sadness and anger and things I've not dealt with because I've squashed. So they've been at me about, you know, have therapy. But again, because I'm pretty cynical and I've been very anti it. So I figured, well, thanks to your lovely offer of, you know, a very cheap ticket, I figured at the very least I'll give that a try, and that could be the therapy I've been avoiding is, you know, just to sit with some real people who will get what I'm talking about without me having to go to every last detail, you know.
100%.
Say a few words and some be like, yep, that resonates. So
yeah, you will find that person. You'll find them on day one. You'll find them in the first hour that you're there. You're going to find that person. You're going to find more than one.
And Nicole, you know, we are very real. You know, I used to do therapy with clients, and the reason I don't do it, I will not do one of our therapy sessions, is that it's just talking. You don't get enough time to do practical exercises. You don't get to be able to create your new life and move forward. And the thing that keeps most women stuck is that they're past, but they don't have a future. And no one actually helps them to actually create what they want life to look like. And so we're super practical, and we're super about, you need to grow, you need to heal, you need to then take the information and put it into and apply it to your life. And then you've got to have a strategy to be able to move forward. And once we visualize what we actually want our life to be like, then we've got to get over our little voice, because that little cynical voice that you've got, everyone's got one of those. And that is that little voice that holds you back because you're fearful of stepping outside your comfort zone. But all the fun happens outside the comfort zone, ladies, you know. So we've got to be brave enough to take control. Like I said before, we've got two minds. We've got a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, and we'll go through all of this, I promise you. And I'm going to explain to you the difference in the masculine and the feminine energy. And the energy that you're in most of the time will be exactly the same as the energy that I was in. What is being a masculine energy, being a driver, accomplished, capable, competent, linear, straight, black and white, And so many women end up here because they've had to do it just to get through their separation and divorces, or being widowed or being left. And they end up being in this place where they're very capable, they're very competent, they're very independent, but they're not necessarily very happy, because, you know, sometimes we just want to be able to manage our energy so we can step back into our feminine, and we can be loved, we can be nurtured, that we can take those walls down, we can be softer. So what we'll talk about is how we balance our energies, because it's great to have the drive, but it's also great to be nurtured sometimes as well, and we get the middle ground out of that. Does that make sense? Yeah. So we'll go through it, I promise.
Excellent. So we've got one more question. Just going to help you unmute as well. Here we go. And I haven't got your name because it's just coming up iPhone 2. Here we go. Hope you unmute. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Rosetta,
Hi, Rosetta.
but feel free to call me Rosie. How you going?
Good.
I'm looking forward to
Beautiful.
meeting you all. I actually just recently, 2 months ago, became separated from my second husband, so it's all very fresh. I wanted to ask if you could help. Well, what I've noticed with men these days is there's a lot of mental imbalance, a lot of psychosomatic issues. I come from a family where I have the most amazing father, brothers, uncles, very loving, nurturing men. In fact, my father won an Order of Australia medal this year for all of his community service work. He's just a beautiful man. However, the two men that I married are quite different, but they present to be these beautiful, nice people, and I was deceived both times. The first husband was a cheater, and the second one was very aggressive and abusive, and I, had to leave that. So, would you be able to help us? Not that I'm looking now. I'm so happy to be on my own for quite a while now, and there was 23 years between the two husbands, by the way, because the first one did a real number on me. But will you be helping us to determine people's personalities? I've lost confidence in myself in choosing the right partner. I just feel like, what's going, or is it just that all men are crazy out there? What's going on? I feel
You're
like
not
it's
on your
jungle.
own. You're not on your own, Rosie. Second marriages divorce rate is double nearly what first divorce rates are, first marriages, and third marriages is even nearly double again what second marriage divorce rates are. So people don't get it right without going through and understanding what core human needs are, how they can, identify their own healing and making sure they're whole and complete, and they find somebody that is whole and complete themselves. So we are 100% going to take you through how to identify where you're at, and also how to find that right person as well, and how to spot them, and how to spot they're not. That's probably more important at the moment, but it does take a bit of training and learning and growing to get there.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Now we've got one more question, and then we're going to wrap up, and it is from
Jenny.
Jenny. Hey, Jenny. I'm going to help Jenny unmute. Hey, Jenny. Here we go.
I think Rebecca also had a question too, Sandra.
Okay, I might have to jump off onto the other call in a sec. So,
I'm back.
Yeah. Hey, Jenny.
Hi, how are you?
Good, darling.
I about 30 years ago, I moved to Brisbane, and there was a gentleman down at who was doing a self-esteem course for 2 days, and his name was Bert Weir. I don't know if you people know him. Anyway, doesn't matter. And that was on self-esteem for a weekend, and I went there thinking, oh God, I didn't know anyone, and you did the swapping around and everything. And on the first morning, people wouldn't make eye contact. By the end of the Sunday, people were sort of like, it was just the best. And that sort of stood with me for a while. My issue at the moment is that I've lived with 6 men, including my 2 ex-husbands. And I, like a lot of women, attract the wrong men. And I've just left my 6th relationship a month ago. And I find, as probably everybody else does, is that divorced or single or widowed women are not invited out, or you're not part of, you sort of lose your connections, and people tend to not want to get involved. They want to hear the gossip, they don't want to do anything about it, and you tend to not be invited out. People, other wives and partners, look at you as if you're always a threat. And I've found that now that I'm stuck, I've just moved back to an area where my children are, and they're grown up, and come around, and then you go around and the grandkids are on their iPad all day. And you just wonder what there is in life at this stage, and I sort of want to get a job again. I've just given up work a year ago, but I want to get a job again. I moved to the country last year to be with my partner, left my children, sold my pets, and it's just fallen apart. And I attract the same people all the time. People
Sounds like you are ready to reset, Jen.
Yeah. Well, when I saw the ad, I thought, oh yeah. And then when I got the blurb, I thought, oh, this is fantastic. This is exactly what I want to do, because you lose your connections with your girlfriends. They've got a partner that I want you to. It's just awkward. And women of I'm going to say our age, but women all around the place, you just find that unless you've kept it a close circle of girlfriends, it just all falls apart, and family die off and move away, and you are stuck. And I find that I've been out a month now. I'm staying out on my own a month, and the last couple of days all I'm doing is rehashing the crap in my head, and it just drives me mad.
Okay, Jen, 2 weeks and we're going to change that forever, promise.
Thank you. Thank you. I just thought I'd share that with you.
Excellent, ladies. Well, Sandra and I are super excited. We've done these. We know what results we get. We know how the girls walk in, and we know how they walk out after 3 days. So look forward to the most amazing experience. If you're not getting emails, please check your spam folder. We do send a lot of emails because a lot of the girls miss things, and so we continue to regularly communicate with you. So if you're not getting them, please get in contact with us, support@womenontransition.com, and check your spam folder before you do, because they will probably be there. But look forward to meeting you in 2 weeks, ladies.
You're also going to get your ticket link on the night before of the event on your phone as a text. So you'll be able to actually turn up and show your ticket link, which will be on your phone, and show it to the girls. And we have a paperless registration. So it's super smooth to enter, and the tickets are all there on your phone. So if you do want to upgrade, you can do that beforehand to make sure you get a workbook, which is that 100-page workbook that you can write notes in over the weekend as well. And if you do want to upgrade when you're there, you can, but we can't always guarantee that there's going to be enough workbooks, because we only print so many, and we base it on the people that have already pre-bought. And if you do want to upgrade for platinum, we encourage you to do that before too, because it's catered, and we've got to make sure we've got enough catering as well. So we look forward to seeing you Friday week, ladies, bright and early, 7:30, and we'll see you there. Give you a big high five and a big hug, and our team will be there to welcome you as well. Lots of love. Thank you for being here. Bye.
Look forward to seeing you.